Alors, avant le...
Well, before the highlight, academic highlight of the day, since in 10 minutes' time we will have a round table with Philippe Aguillon, Mr. Acemoglu, and Mr. Grolier. They'll be debating on a topic of interest to us. Will progress save us in 10 minutes' time? And to introduce this academic discussion or debate, we had unusual idea. We decided to look at Mr. Bertrand Piccard's project named Climate Impulse. I had the opportunity to listen to it a few weeks ago. He's an explorer, he's a pioneer, but he's also a psychoanalyst. So that gives him a lot of insight into things. We really appreciated his Solar Impulse project. He flew around the world on this craft, and he comes back today with this new project named Climate Impulse. He can't be with us today because he's trying to levy more funds in Spain, but he had to stop over in Paris a few days ago, and we had an interview with him, and we are going to watch this and to listen to this interview.
Climate Impulse, c'est pas seulement
Climate Impulse is a hydrogen aircraft which is meant to fly around the world without stopover and emission. It's also flying against the general ideas that there is no future, no solution, and we have to be pioneers in this respect. We have to be disruptive, as the first aircraft airline pioneers did, as the first spacenauts did when landing on the moon. We have to re-trigger, restart this disruption attitude behavior, and we have to become the real actors, the real players of climate change. If we can do impossible things in the air, up there, in the atmosphere, if things are possible up there, they can be possible down here. And renewables on the ground are easy to obtain with wind energy, hydroelectric energy, biomass, and the like. It's more difficult in the aircraft industry. I think that we will be using an intermediate type of fuel to start with, and then we will probably we may turn to hydrogen. But to do so, we must entice the companies to do so, the manufacturers, aircraft manufacturers, to do so. And we cannot do that yet because we haven't reached the critical mass. To do that, we need a consumer. Since we don't have a consumer, there is no producer. Since there is no producer, there is no consumer. This is what we call a vicious circle. So that means we must work together both with producers and consumers, and we have to clearly show that this path is a credible avenue for future growth. And I think it is. And I think this is what we need. What's the situation to date? with this project, Impulse project, we're in a concrete situation. We want to clearly show what we can do with hydrogen. We want to start a real revolution, and the aircraft world is not laughing at us. We get some aid, some support from Ariane Group, from Daher, from Airbus. We may get engines from Safran, but there is something weird. It's difficult for us to convince hydrogen players, hydrogen industry players, as if we were obliged to remain outside the hydrogen system or loop in order to change it. And the solar impulse impact is part of a mindset of people who we were keen in embarking in the venture, in supporting the development of solar impulse. And I'm sure that solar impulse had another interest and gave an impetus to find new solutions, profitable new solutions. We have identified 1,600 solutions which have got a label warranting the economic profitability and reliability. It's a way to reconcile ecology and the economy, and I think that solar impulse has been really crucial and very important in all this. Of course, if you want to do better, well, we want to do better. If you want to do better, you have to change it all at industrial level, and that's why people are scared. You must have green hydrogen. You must have a liquefaction process. Hydrogen has to be kept at minus 200-something degrees, and there is a lot to change. It's going to be time-consuming, and this may account for the fact that many people are against hydrogen. And you have those who want to stick to the statu quo and who say it's not going to work, and most brutal ones, let's say, or aggressive ones, who are against the aircraft industry, aviation industry, and who say it's going to be totally useless. So we have to kind of do away with this destruction stance, but we have to really we have to be really convinced that we have to take the timeline on board and to act and react. I did favor the hydrogen thing because it's disruptive, it questions your habits, your certainties. That's why I went this way, but I am sure there are many other ways you can choose, valuable ones. And what do I say to people who say it's impossible? Those who think it's impossible shouldn't hamper the goodwills, shouldn't go against pioneers, because pioneers do succeed. What's going to happen? Well, that was the case in the aviation industry. The pseudo-scientists who said you will never be able to fly, those who said you cannot, will never have any telephone because wiring the whole country is impossible. Those who were against network because they thought that it was impossible to get connected, that arrays, aerial, whatever antenna wouldn't suffice. Well, all these people, I mean, once things have been completed, have been achieved and successful, may look like not stupid people. And I mean, these people spend ages criticizing, but why do not they spend this time to do things instead of criticizing beforehand? Now, if these initiatives can create jobs, can help companies if these initiatives can also support the economy while protecting the environment, why shouldn't we go for them at a time when wages are very low, when social inequalities are still prevailing? I don't understand why people don't want to turn to qualitative economy while protecting the environment by increasing the efficacy, by favoring or privileging lower consumption. I mean, that would create a vicious circle, and you would need much more. You would have a decrease of inefficiency, of waste, of CO2 emission, because this is what you have to actually decrease. If you tell people, reduce your mobility, reduce your comfort, reduce your profit, you are going to create opposition, reluctance, and antagonism. But if you have the appropriate technical solutions while being efficient, ecologically speaking, and efficient economically speaking, you'll entice progress, useful progress. Progress is not good, is not bad. It all depends on what you achieve with progress. You can create major havoc, but a human being must remain at the very center of the system.